How's it going, everybody? We have a super exciting video for you today. We got the details of the new Kyln Tower coming to the game. So yeah, the Kyln Tower details have been leaked. We got the teams that are going to be on the Kyln Tower, and we also have the restrictions for the Kyln Tower. I cannot wait for Kyln to be introduced to the game. I've been waiting for so long. This seems like it's going to be really, really cool. All right, so let's go and let's talk all about Kyln. Alright, so Escape from Kyln. Now, just the brief cliff notes on this. This is going to be a tower mode, right? But instead of having 5 members, it's going to be 3, and it's going to be a different play style. So, yada, yada, yada. You need to have a pretty developed roster, otherwise you're going to have a hard time climbing, mostly because of these restrictions. So we're going to see how it goes on our Kyln adventures. So, first of all, battling in the mode is free. Most of us speculate this to mean that it's going to be similar to Dark Dimension or Scourge, where you can back out and try again at no efficiency cost, no loss to your characters. It's more of a strategize your way through the node as it is like a war attack or crucible attack where it's like, you know, do or die kind of thing. Health and ability is persistent. It doesn't reset between floors. This is going to be important because we do have trait requirements, and those are going to be persistent for about 3 nodes. Some characters overlap between the different traits, and you're going to be able to go from there, right? So it's important to note that health and ability energy is persistent. Characters cannot heal between floors. You're not going to be able to core your way through this one. Instead, you're going to have to heal in the floors. So maybe we want to bring some sustain characters in there. Maybe a big healer for one of the nodes. If you can kind of sandbag the rest of it, it's going to be interesting. Restarting the run will drop you down to floor 1, effectively 0 at your score, and then you go from there. Floors will have a specific trait requirement. So if we're going to be talking about the trait requirements, bam! Here they are. Now, these were Datamined. I want to give a big shout out to a friend of mine, Zero Cool Gamer. So he's got a video here that he did on a very similar topic where he has the traits as well, and he has them detailed by level. My data miner was only able to find the traits, so Zero Cool Gamer goes that extra mile, and him and his friends go through some theory crafting of their own, though I don't think they knew of the actual notes, like my guy got. My guy, he's got the inside track. All right, anyway. So yeah, there's going to be some trait requirements. We're going to be following them through a few levels before we move on to the next trait. There are no save points between floors. As part of the challenge is to get the best run in 1 session. So it's like Scourge, right? You want to push as far as you can, except you're probably not going to get all 10 nodes done. There's not going to be any modifiers or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of theory crafting here. We're going to be making a lot of cool 3-piece teams. Because again, this is 3-person teams, not 5-man teams. Milestone rewards are paid out relative to the highest number of floors cleared in your best run. No word if there's going to be a leaderboard. The milestone rewards are paid out relative to your highest number. I kind of hope there's no leaderboard and it's just milestones. And it's like super scaling milestones, very difficult to get. But if you can get all the way up, you get all the way up. Because then people will not be mad at me when we theory craft the bejesus out of this and try and get people as far as possible to have the most fun as possible. All right. But without further ado, let's go and let's look at the actual teams that we might be facing off against. Now, this is going to be subject to change, but this were the teams that we're showing in the data mine. First thing I want you to notice, if we look at stages 3 and stages 2, that's not going to match what we saw here in stages 3 and 2. Now, I don't know if this is a placeholder image or what, but these are the characters that are currently in the data mine for those stages. Now, what I'll do here is I'm going to pull up our restriction list yet again. Let's maybe make it a little bit bigger so we can kind of keep up with the characters we're going to have to use in each section of the Kyln Tower. All right, so the first 4 nodes are going to be unrestricted. I would suggest you don't just run in here with your 3 biggest characters and just blow them up. That's not a good idea. Instead, use this as a staging grounds. So once again, if we look at those restrictions, there's a couple of characters who I would love to get their cooldowns ready. For Legendary, I'd level Omega Red to have his ultimate available turn 1. Global Mystic, maybe I want Morgan to have her special turn 1, or Doom ultimate turn 1. Asgardians, maybe Val. Legendary, again, maybe Omega Red. Maybe for X-Men, I want to have Nightcrawler ultimate available. Maybe I want Rogue available, right? So for these 4 nodes, I think because they're going to be easier, if you do have a very developed roster, this is where you want to go in and prep your characters for the much harder sections, since abilities do carry over, right? So that's pretty cool there. I don't think these are going to be terribly difficult. As far as composition goes, I think that you can basically take in anything to these 4 nodes, just walk over it. So then for nodes 5, 6, and 7, we're going to be using Guardians or Infinity Watch. So let's just look at the enemies real quick. we got Kree, we got Ravagers, and then we have another Kree team. Now, if we look at our Infinity Watch team, I think it's pretty obvious that Gamora and Nebula kind of make the heart and soul of the team, being that they feed off each other, they give each other speed, they'll be doing assists, dodges, offense up, all that kind of stuff. And then maybe we're subbing in one Infinity Watch sister, and then the pimp daddy himself, Adam Warlock. Maybe that's the play, or maybe we're going to be adding in some of these Guardians, especially the newly added Cosmo and Star-Lord Annihilation. Those are the 7 characters who I think we'll use for this section, but because it's a beginner section, I actually do think that we're just going to be using the Infinity Watch team. I don't think Cosmo does enough solo to get plugged in here over any of the Infinity Watch members, and Star-Lord Annihilation, I don't think he does either. So I think if you want to make sure you're ready for this, just make sure you have your Infinity Watch team built and unlocked. If you don't have Adam Warlock unlocked, I think that's okay. Maybe you just have Cosmo ready instead, but have the other 4 ready to go. Because this is the beginning of the tower, if you can't get through these nodes, you can't even get to the next node. So keep that in mind. You need to have some sort of Guardian Infinity Watch 3-piece together that can beat the 3 nodes we just looked at in order to get on to the Avenger side. So it's a little bit unfriendly to new players. I'm wondering how they're going to handle that, but I guess time will tell, right? Let me just move this over. This is bothering me. It's bothering me. I know, sorry, ADD kicking in. All right, so let's move on over now, and let's look at nodes 8, 9, and 10. So we're going to have Brotherhood. We're going to have a symbiote team with some Superior 6 members in there. I'm assuming by this time there's going to be the rework to Carnage and Venom, so keep your eye out for that. They'll probably have the new stats, the new kits. Node 10, we have the full Black Order, followed by a Nebula. That's funny. Some Asgardians, including 2 Bifrost members, and then Kyln, a secondary Kyln drops in. That's going to be hard. Now, we're going to have a pretty stacked section for that. It's going to be our Avengers section. Remember, we only get to use 3 members, okay? Hulk, Captain America, and Thor come to mind, or maybe just Hulk, Captain America, and Squirrel Girl? Hulk, Captain America, and Tigra. Maybe Tigra, Ronin, Mockingbird. Oh, Iron Man, Infinity War. We probably want to save him for a later section. Maybe the Bifrost. Maybe Viv Vision, Iron Man, Deathlock. That might be a good 3-piece to take in there as well, because Viv Vision does counter a lot of what Black Order does. Or maybe Bionic Avengers will give us their value against the Brotherhood team, since Viv Vision will save us from that. Versus the symbiote team, probably something like Tigra, just outspeed them and just crush them to death super fast. I feel like with these restrictions, they're going to make you want to build your roster really wide. I don't think there's going to be a perfect 3 options, 3 characters that you can use for the entire section in any section whatsoever. Unless they're like super overtuned and you're punching down, 300k, even though you only have 3 members. That'll be an interesting takeaway. But yeah, that section looks very difficult. All right, then we got nodes 11, 12, and 13. We have a mini rebirth with a Hulk and a Iron Man. There's the rest of the rebirth there. Just no Winter Soldier. Black Widow giving the speed up is nasty. Ooh, almost a full Infinity Watch. Luckily, no File of Else, no Death Proofs coming in. And then followed up with some more Guardian members. Okay. And then node 13, which is the last one. We have a full Uncanny team with some Astonishing and then a Wolverine. Now, for that section, we're going to be using Global Skill. Oh, my God. Is that going to be the hardest section that we get to play around with? So, Global Skill, Nick Fury, I guess Iron Fist Orson, bring him up to the moon for raids. Maybe Mockingbird, but we kind of might be using Mockingbird in the section previous. Hawkeye, because he's the best character in the game. I don't know. This section is definitely going to rely heavily on Nick Fury doing his job. Maybe Taskmaster can help out. I don't know. This is a slim picking section. Hopefully this was like a mistype, and that's supposed to be like Global Bio or something like that. I don't know. But this is a rough one for sure. That might be a pain point for some people where they have to stop. Luckily, there's no Kestrel to stop our Nick Fury from popping off, so that's good. All right, let's check out nodes 14, 15, and 16. We got Dark Hunters. We have Web Warriors with some Tangled Web, some Heroes for Hire. That's Dangerous Shang-Chi in there. And then node 16, yeah, that's part of this one too. We got Doom, Asgardians, a Gambit, a Squirrel Girl. This is kind of all over the place. Now, what are we using here? We're using City Mystic. Interestingly enough, City Mystic has the Robbie Reyes. So a great 3-piece, obviously. Robbie Reyes, Cloak and Dagger will be very strong. but also leaning into just the Robbie Reyes solo carry. Maybe a Robbie Reyes Noir, lots of bleeds there. Robbie Reyes Morbius, lots of bleeds there to fuel our Ghost Rider. Robbie, just take a billion turns. Ghost Rider also does bleeds for the real Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes. Gwenpool can flip a bunch of stuff. Let's head on over to the nodes again. Do we have a bunch of regens or anything like that? Not so much. Definitely want an ability block for that Doom on node 16. We definitely want to be going before this Dark Hunter team, which is probably going to be... No, they don't really get many buffs, so Noir's not going to help us much there either. Very interesting. This is going to be a tough section, but it's going to rely on your Robbie Reyes. So, Robbie Reyes to the moon. If you didn't already take your Robbie Reyes to the moon, I don't know what to tell you. You're behind the ball, and you need to catch up. All right. Then let's look at floors 14, 16... Did I skip a section? City Mystic was 14, 16, and now we're on 17 to 19. I think my numbers are just messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, so we're on 17 to 19 now. All right, so 17 to 19 is going to be our Asgardian section. Oof. You know what? Asgardians into Wakanda War Dog's not that bad, especially since Shuri's going to be on the opposite side now. Black Panther's going to be interesting. We'll talk about that in a second. We have Avengers with some Bionic Avengers and a Scarlet Witch. Ooh, 19 comes in hot with Dormammu, the first Dark Dimension character to be worried about here. We got Dormammu. We have the Eternals coming in as well. So let's look at our Asgardian options here. I mean, what screams to me right away is Val, Beta Ray Bill, Hela, right? So Val, ability block. Maybe we prep her ultimate in the first 4 nodes there. Beta Ray Bill comes in with a stun. Maybe we prep his ultimate too, or we just make sure that it's ready for that Dormammu node. Hela does have some permanent kills, so we might be having to bring your Hela up bigger and resetting till she gets those permanent kills against that Dormammu team. That could be scary. That could be not very fun. Thor Infinity War does just buttloads of damage. So that's not bad either. That will probably be leaning into those 4 characters. I don't think OG Thor, he just doesn't have enough oomph into his hammer hits to hang right now. I think it'll be those 4 Asgardian characters you should be on the lookout, maybe upgrading a couple of them. Particularly Hela here now. Undying team, you're not going to lose any sleep over investing in that team. All right, 20 to 22, that's going to be our Spider-Verse tech and Spider-Verse skill. This is a stack section, so the nodes are probably going to be very tough. We got Young Avengers, the hardest team in the game. We got New Warriors with Tangled Web. There is a Weaver. And note that 2099 spawns in the same time she does, so he's going to have speed up and give her a speed bar. Get ready for that. And then 22, we got Darkhold members. Nearly the full team, just no Scarlet Witch. We got some Dark Hunters, and we have Mr. Negative there. So now if I look at that team, right away, Spider-Verse tech screams Superior 6, right? So we got Green Goblin Classic, Doc Octopus to feed him charges, and then we sub in one character here, one character there. Maybe does Spider Slayer give them the accuracy? Only in Crucible. Yikes, that's not good. So yeah, I was just thinking about the Weaver, how we would handle that. We just have to get ahead of her. We'd have to have more loaded speed bar than when 2099 loads in. So maybe we'd need our Mysterio for that, because Mysterio, when he has the 2 Superior 6 allies, which would be Green Goblin and Doc Ock, he can apply Blind and he can apply Ability Block, so that'll probably be an option there. I think the central focus of the team, though, is going to be Green Goblin and Doc Ock, and I would just be concerned, these are 2 legendary characters, so later you're probably going to want to end that final node with them having their cooldowns available. But Spider-Verse tech is not alone. They also have the skills section with them as well, which could give you Black Cat, could give you Kraven the Hunter as well, so the full Superior 6 team minus Lizard is in play there, so that's very interesting. I guess Electro too, and I guess Rhino, but no one uses them anyway. So we'll probably end up throwing Black Cat at this Morgan node, I suppose. Black Cat going first with the Trauma Stun, and then maybe Green Goblin can come in, do a nasty rewind on her. And then, yeah, that would be pretty good there. So I'm not too worried about that section. I think that'll be a very fun section. But if you have not been investing in your Superior 6, that is going to be a hard stop for you there for sure. Next, we got the Global. Now, Global Mystic, you see there, if we just pull it up a little bit bigger, you see it says 15 and 16 there. So when it says that, that means you need to have gear tier 15 and 16 on those characters. Now, that is for nodes 23, 24, 25. Global Mystic, not too worried about this first section. You got to remember, we're going to have Morgan Le Fay here. She's going to just rip off all their buffs, give them nasty rewinds. Those Fury minions taking turns is not going to be bad for you. Again, stage 24, again, we'll have Morgan Le Fay there. That won't be bad. 25, we're going to be having to deal with some Red Hulk action. Now, that is a bigger concern because he's faster than Morgan Le Fay. And because there's only 3 members, we'll see how that goes. But let's take a look at our... What is this section? What did I do here? Global... Oh, I put Mythic instead of Mystic. Whoops. There you go, Global Mystic. So here, well, we'll have Quicksilver, we'll have Spider-Weaver, we'll Doctor Doom. Probably want to have your Doctor Doom ult prepped before you go into the last stage there, that Red Hulk stage, that your Doctor Doom can just pop off right away. That's probably how we're going to have to cheese that section. Quicksilver, you're going to have to mind his cooldowns. There's too many good options here, a lot we already have invested in. But if you wanted some advice on who to invest in further, Morgan Le Fay, Quicksilver, Spider-Weaver, Doom. I'm probably going to be looking to tackle this entire section with those 4 characters. Wong, I don't think Wong will get play here. I like the cleanse. But since it's only a 3-person team, we need to bring some damage. Agatha could get some play here with the assisting from Morgan Le Fay. The stuns on the Eternals would be pretty nice. Yeah, Agatha could definitely get some play here for sure, too. So that's something to keep an eye out for. All right, the next section after that is going to be 26 to 28, and that's going to be Villain Mutant. Okay, so these teams are going to get super spicy now. I think Baka was telling me this is where they start getting to around the level 90 mark, maybe higher. We'll see. But obviously, Villain Mutant, it screams Apocalypse, right? But how many nodes can Apocalypse really carry on his own? So 26 doesn't look too bad. 27, we have the new Extreme team. Nightcrawler, thank God, coming in way later. We're going to have to make sure we kill these characters evenly, so when Nightcrawler drops in, it's just this last wave. Wow. 20 is 90, apparently. Okay, so we're all the way at 26. This is going to probably be around level 95 at this point, then. And then no 28, the big bad of this section. We got Dormammu. Obviously, we have Apocalypse, Cancel, and Emma. We have some Darkhold members, and it culminates with a Robbie Reyes and a Photon. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, we got some Villain Mutants. We have, obviously, the 2 most important members are going to be Archangel and Apocalypse. Apocalypse, because he's going to do all the damage. Archangel's going to help with the damage, but most importantly, he's going to give energy to your Apocalypse. So he can go from node to node carrying you. After that, for the same reason, I don't think we would have brought in Wong. I don't think Emma gets the nod. Yes, the speed thing is cool and all, but after that, she doesn't really do much. She won't land the slows. She probably won't land the blind, though the mind control will be nice. I just don't think she does enough in a 3-person team. In a 5-person team, you can kind of extend that spot to her. I don't think on a 3-person team. I don't think that'll work out for you. So other options, well, obviously Nemesis, you have your Death Sea team built up already. Same with Dark Beast. He won't get a 100% assist chance, but if it is like Scourge, maybe we'll just be resetting until we do get the assists. Omega Red, if we did prep him on the first 4 nodes, he can come in and land his ultimate right away. Magneto maybe for a blind. But again, these sections, like blind's not really going to help very much against a lot of these teams. No, not at all. So Magneto probably doesn't get much play here. That's going to be interesting. But yeah, definitely Apocalypse Archangel. If you haven't maxed him already, definitely do that. And I would start looking really strongly at your Nemesis or your Omega Red or Dark Beast. That's probably going to be our additional members. I don't think we're going to get any more mutant characters by the time this Kyle Tower comes out. So I wouldn't be too worried about, somebody else coming in and stealing their spot. All right, 29, 30, and 31. We got a free node. So Villain Mutant, we're now on Hero Tech. Okay, so now Hero Tech, if you look, it's so 16 and 17. So you're going to need Gear Tier 16, Gear Tier 17 for the nodes respectively. And that's why this node is like free, okay? Because Hero Tech is a little bit on the thin side. So 29 literally only has 3 characters? Oh, sorry, no, here we go. So for 29, we're going to have the Robbie Reyes and Hardlight. That's actually kind of scary. So we will need a big team to survive that. 30 doesn't look too bad. It's a very, very slow team. It has Val at the end there, though. That's kind of interesting. And then 31, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, what? 31 has the full Superior 6 team, and Shocker comes in later. Oh my god. And, whoa. And a Vulture and a Rhino. Floor 31 is going to be a hard stop for a lot of people, because let's be real. In the Hero Tech world, The options are Pegasus or Pegasus, right? I guess big time, I guess. But with that Green Goblin, he doing a nasty rewind and Lizard stealing your buffs. Kraven giving you ability block. It's Pegasus or Pegasus. Now, I think we have to break the rule here where it's like Emma doesn't bring enough on a 3-person team. I think you would have to bring in Rescue for the cleanse, right? Someone who gives buffs, and then Kestrel, obviously, for all the damage. So you're probably looking, if you haven't maxed out Kestrel yet, do it now. Rescue probably gets in there, and then Iron Man Infinity War, I think, would be the third most reliable character after that. Yeah, I think Iron Man Infinity War over Darkhawk, especially because Iron Man is giving that extra damage to Kestrel. Crit Shuri coming? Yeah, I don't know about that, Dace. I don't know about that one, buddy. This is going to be an extremely tough section. A lot of people are going to get hard stopped at Hero Tech, depending on the power level of these characters. But this is an insane combination to throw at us. This is an insane combination to throw at us. Especially with Goblin coming in on spawn and not afterwards. His rewind's going to hit like crazy. Is there a tech character that can go before him? A hero tech character? I mean, big time. But that doesn't stop him from doing his ultimate. Maybe I'm missing something. Is there another tech character who can go before the Goblin and stun him? I don't think there is. Interesting. Now, what I don't know is, I don't know if we're going to be able to use burn attacks. Are we able to do a sack? Health and ability is persistent. Doesn't set between floors. That's for our characters, though. If we can do sack attacks, then obviously we're going to have to sack that team for sure. Now, if we are able to do sacks, this is going to change a lot. But it won't change who you would want to invest in, because honestly, a sack would be just go in there and pull the Goblin abilities. But that is a very scary floor. All right, then we move on to 32, 33, 34. And we are now on to the X-Men team. 32, 33, and 34. Oh, Jesus. All right, there's an Emma. You know what this says? This says bring Nightcrawler or lose. This says bring Nightcrawler or lose, basically. So I hope you guys are able to farm up Nightcrawler by here. Because we're going to need to stun that Red Hulk. We're going to need to control that node before it pops off on us. 33 is a crazy team as well, with Kang giving speed bar. We're going to need to have Nightcrawler abilities up for every single node. Oh my god. And like rogue abilities as well. This one's going to be tough. This one's going to be extremely tough. Yeah. Okay, so for the X-Men team, obviously, you're going to lean heavily into Nightcrawler, having his abilities up from floor to floor to floor. Gambit, at least he can use his special to get ability blocks off right away. And he should go pretty quickly because you're a Nightcrawler. Maybe we'll bring in Phoenix for one node. If Phoenix can be used for a sack, that'd be really good, right? Rogue for her ability block and stun. I think when you have the Nightcrawler, he's going to make... Yeah, the speed of this character and each ally can only be reduced by slow. He is an Apocalypse. He's going to make Rogue go before the Red Hulk. So I think for that first stage, you're going to want to do that. And then for 34, oh my god. 34 is going to be monster node. We must be... 34, sorry, you can't see it. 34 screams to me that yes, you can do burn attacks. If you can't do a burn attack, how the hell do you get through this? Right? If we must be able to do burn attacks. So we're going to have to... Oh, this is going to be fun theory crafting, guys. We're definitely going to be throwing things to the wolves here. Now, the problem is Archangel will get a bunch of kills, and maybe Apocalypse won't actually make it to his turn. Oh my god, yeah. If you can't sack, it's Kraken only. I think we're going to be able to sack. I do. All right, let's look at the later floors. Now it's going to get really crazy. 35, 36, 37. So we do have an X-Men team here, and then we have Nightcrawler coming in with more X-Men characters. 36, we got Robbie Reyes, Hardlight, Green Goblin, with a Black Cat coming in there. Then we have more Sinister Six members coming in after that. 37, oh wow, we got the full Undying Quicksilver Vault. Oh my god. And here, but this is the legendary nodes, okay? As far as burn attacks go here, I don't think we burn attack on the first legendary node, or on 37. 35, we may do a burn attack to get rid of the Nightcrawler abilities. Oh no, sorry, it starts with the Rogue. I don't think we do any burn attacks on the legendary sections now that I'm looking at it. You probably just go in there with the speed advantage. So you can stun Goblin with somebody like Black Cat maybe. And then have your Goblin ready to do a baby turn to rewind on them. This is going to be very interesting. This legendary section looks really fun. It definitely stacked nodes, but we have a stacked team of our own, right? Sorry, let me look at the legendary characters. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting hyped up. So yeah, we'd have Black Cat. We might have used her already on the Spiderverse skill section. We definitely used Green Goblin on the Spiderverse tech. Same with Doc Ock. Nick Fury global skill, Global Mystic. Mutant section, we might have used him. Rogue, we definitely used on the XMen section. Adam Warlock, maybe on the Infinity Watch. Same with Archangel on the Villain Mutant. So I would strongly recommend for all your legendary characters, if you try and get down this far, do not leave their section with their cooldowns unavailable. Especially if this is like the Scourge / Dark Dimension, where you can kind of back out and do it infinitely. You're going to want to win the nodes convincingly, not unconvincingly, because then you're going to get absolutely stuck. All right, let's look at the final section. This is floors 38, 39, and 40. So we have the Apocalypse coming in with Darkhold and all the Horsemen. Okay, scary. 39 is going to be Secret Defenders with Vol and Tangled Web. 40 is going to be Skrull with Kestrel, Deathpool, Apocalypse Wave 2, Kang, Nova, and Black Cat. And we can only use Villain Bio. So here's the good news. You get to use your Skrull. Here's the bad news. The enemy also has a Skrull. And yeah, so we're going to be doing a lot of burn attacks to get just a Skrull to open up with his basic, I guess. We have to be able to use burn attacks here. We have to be able to use burn attacks here. These nodes are insane. There's no way Skrull Undying, because that's the only team that makes sense, is going to be able to get through one Apocalypse, Secret Defenders, Tangled Web, and then a Skrull of their own, who you know is going to be jacked up crazy. He's going to be probably 3 diamonds or something crazy. This Apocalypse is probably going to be 3 diamonds. Okay, so a lot of people are going to get hard stopped here, even with their super endgame rosters. This is going to be so much fun, guys. But that's it. That's all we got. We got the sections. We got the nodes, what they're looking like. This looks extremely fun. The nodes kind of make sense. I could see what a developer would be going for with these type of enemy compositions, especially against the enemies. And that rang so true when we got to the first hero tech node. What was that? 29 or something like that, where it was just like, it was super simple. Yeah, 29 comes in. It's like, okay, it's Mr. Negative, Kingpin, some Secret Defenders, and then it's a Jessica Jones, an OG Green Goblin, and a Calling Wing. Yeah, okay, this is supposed to be your first hero tech node. It's supposed to be a little bit on the easier side. This looks like a lot of fun to me. I'm super excited. I'm interested to know what you guys are thinking in the comment section below. Shout out to Zero Cool Gamer for finding similar information in the Datamined as Baka did here. And then we're assuming that our information is lining up. The way that it's obviously not alphabetical order. It's not whatever order you can see. So we're assuming that is the order the nodes are going to go into. And it makes sense. Villain Bio, having your Skrull to take the enemy Skrull team. Also note, maybe Red Goblin is going to be here. Maybe Red Goblin is going to be here for the Villain Bio section, right? Because he's going to be Bio. He's going to be a villain. And maybe he does something that helps Super Skrull get along. Lots to think about. I'm super excited. Guys, have yourselves a happy holidays. Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Let me know what you think about the Kyle Tower coming to you January 2024. I can't wait. But for now, have yourselves a great day. Bye for now. That's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.